Today on News One Now, new developments in the murder investigation of Georgia teen Kendrick Johnson. We talked to his parents, Kenneth and Jacqueline, and their attorney, Ben Crump. Tomorrow is election day across the country. Will Detroit elect its first white mayor in 40 years? And the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. joins us from Nigeria, where African economies are booming. So why isn't the U.S. doing more to be a part of that boom? I'm Roland Martin, and this is News One Now. Today, fellow investigators are looking into the death of Georgia teen Kendrick Johnson, but today there's a major ruling that will come down in this case that could very well change the direction of it. Kendrick was a star athlete who was found dead at his high school, wrapped in a wrestling mat. That school, Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia. The coroner's office ruled it an accidental death, saying that Kendrick fell into the mat while trying to grab his shoe. But Kendrick's parents, Kenneth and Jacqueline Johnson, say it was murder. When the Johnsons suspected foul play, they had their son's body exhumed and discovered that Kendrick had been stuffed with newspaper and he was missing his internal organs. That independent autopsy said that he died by blunt trauma force. They've been seeking answers, and so right now we have them on the phone line. But first, here's the family discussing, again, they're seeking justice.
And we won't stop until we get the exact truth of what happened to Kendrick.
Jacqueline Johnson joins us right now, along with attorney Ben Crump on the phone line from Valdosta, Georgia. I want to go to Ben Crump first. Ben, there's a major ruling coming down today involving the coroner's report. Exactly what will the judge be ruling on?
The judge will be ruling on a motion filed by attorney Shaveen King. We filed asking for a coroner's inquest, Roland. That is like a grand jury trial just on the issue of the manner of cause of death, because right now the family is frustrated, just as many all across America, that the official cause of death for Kendrick Johnson is that he climbed into that wrestling mat trying to get a tennis shoe, got stuck, and died, and they ruled it an accident, saying that he killed himself. And we just can't accept that. As long as it stays that way, Roland, then we can't move forward. So it's so important that the judge give us this inquest so we can change this manner of death.
Attorney King, you also on the phone lines. If this ruling comes down in your favor, how long will it be before this inquest begins?
Attorney King hasn't joined us yet,
okay,
Roland,
all right.
But the inquest could begin as early as 30 days or as late as 120 days. Obviously, we want it to begin sooner than later.
I want to go to Kenneth and Jacqueline right now. And Kenneth and Jacqueline, we've heard his name, Kendrick Johnson. Folks have described him as a star athlete. Could both of you describe exactly who your son was?
It was Kendrick was a loving child. He was fun. He was always happy. He just had everything going for himself. He had dreams. He had his head screwed on tight, and he had a vision of where he wanted to go in life.
Jacqueline, you, Kenneth, you have been out on street corners holding up signs protesting. You've had lots of support from people there in Valdosta, Georgia. Are you stunned by how the Sheriff's Department has been doing their best to, frankly, not move this case forward, not wanting to release the videotapes? A judge forced them to. And now are you happy the federal government will actually have a review as well?
Yes, I'm very happy. This is what we've been waiting for, still just seeking more and more of the truth about what happened to my son.
Well, we certainly
I also know that Lowndes County, this is what they do. We know they weren't going to do anything anyway.
Well, Jacqueline and Kenneth, we certainly have been following this story and will continue to do so, and we'll be looking for today's ruling. Attorney Ben Crump, we thank you as well for joining us. And again, we'll give an update to our viewers and listeners tomorrow on the latest developments in the Kendrick Johnson case.
Thank you so much, Roland, and to your News One audience.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Folks, now it's time to turn the headlines with Ebony McMorris. Ebony, what's happening across the country?
Thanks, Roland. Neighborhood watch volunteers in Sanford, Florida won't be allowed to carry guns anymore. The changes come 18 months after the shooting death of Trayvon Martin by watch volunteer George Zimmerman. Sanford Police Chief Cecil Smith says other rules such as volunteer gun registration and firearms training will be part of a new Neighborhood Watch handbook the police plan to distribute to the community. The president's job approval remains low. According to the latest Gallup poll, 41% of Americans approve of the president's job performance. This time last year, he was at 52%. An NBC Wall Street Journal survey shows Mr. Obama's numbers are tied for an all-time low with 51% disapproval rating. It's the first time during his presidency that the president's disapproval rating is higher than his approval rating. In the same poll, Republicans received a 22% approval rating. Well, authorities still don't know why a gunman opened fire at Los Angeles International Airport, killing a TSA agent and wounding 3 others. Paul Cynthia, the alleged gunman, remains in the hospital and is unresponsive after Friday's attack on the airport. A handwritten note thought to be written by him accused the TSA of treating Americans like terrorists. The note said he wanted to put fear in the minds of TSA agents. He faces felony charges for killing Agent Geraldo Hernandez, a husband and father. If he survives and is convicted of the crimes, he could face the death penalty. This is the first full week of cuts to the federal food benefits program, widely known as food stamps. While food stamp recipients got a temporary boost in 2009 as part of the stimulus package, a 7% cut went into effect last Friday. Now, a family of 4 can expect to receive about $36 less per month in benefits. That includes 900,000 veterans. 1 in 7 Americans rely on food stamps. Most of them are children.
When a child goes hungry, I mean, what kind of a country allows a child to go hungry?
Back to you, Roland.
All right, everybody, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Folks, when we come back, we talk Kendrick Johnson and voter suppression with our roundtable. And later in the show, Reverend Jesse Jackson joins us from Nigeria. But right now, I want you to chime in. Do you think officials investigate crimes against African Americans as aggressively as they do others? Hit me up on Facebook and Twitter and call us at 877-373-9766. Back on News One Now in a moment.
Make every smile a 3D White smile. With Crest 3D White toothpaste, it removes up to 90% of surface stains in just 5 days. Unleash your smile with Crest 3D White toothpaste. Life opens up with a whiter smile.
Show Dirt Who's Boss with Stanley Steamer, America's cleaning experts for 65 years. Our team goes beyond carpet cleaning to make your whole house cleaner and healthier with virtually no residue left behind. And right now, get a professional deep cleaning for only $99. Just $99. Order now using promo code SPECIAL for carpet, wood, tile, and more.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets carpet cleaner.
Looking for a job is hard work. And with a child to support, it's tough to make ends meet. I use it to stay in touch with work and my kids.
During these tough times, SafeLink is a free cell phone program that now offers 250 free minutes or 1,000 free texts each month. Our new plan is truly the best value in major Lifeline programs. Apply now, and with our Fax It Back service, receive your phone in less than 7 business days. You may qualify if you participate in food stamps or Medicaid. Call 1-800-SafeLink or visit safelink.com.
Don't let the holidays sneak up on you. Shop early with Kmart free layaway and get 5% off toys when you put them on layaway. Kmart, get in, get more Christmas.
Only TV One can bring you a special like this.
It is cinematic genius.
Days ago, I was with my family. Now you tell me all is lost.
Join Kathy Hughes for 12 Years a Slave, the TV One special. Premieres Saturday at 7.
Don't forget to chime in to the News One Now discussion. Hit us up on Twitter at News One, also at Roland S. Martin. You can also visit us on our Facebook page and listen to us 24/7 on the web at tv1.tv as well as newsone.com. Stay tuned because we have more topics you care about and more folks you want to see.
At Hillshire Farm, spice is the spice of life. That's why our craftsmen season every sausage perfectly, so you can coax out great flavor effortlessly. Hillshire Farm, because it's worth doing right.
At Scott, we don't need elaborate stunts just to tell you our products get the job done. Instead, we give you $7 off Disney's planes when you join Scott Shared Values. Sign up at scottbrand.com. At Scott, we don't spend money inventing phrases like triple jumbo giant roll to tell you Scott 1000 has 1,000 sheets. Instead, we give you deals and rewards when you join Scott Shared Values. Sign up at scottbrand.com. See? 1,000.
At Aetna, we want to know, what's your healthy?
For me, it's getting off the couch. It's getting on the bike. It's getting access to the right care. With Aetna, I have the tools to check my symptoms, make a doctor's appointment, and even compare out-of-pocket costs before I go.
No matter what your healthy is, Aetna can help you get there. What's your healthy?
Experience the power of prayer at the Maryland Miracle Crusade with David Ibiye-Umie, coming to the Baltimore Convention Center November 16th and 17th. As one of the most revered authorities in financial prosperity, success, and healing, David Ibiye-Umie's impact is felt throughout the world. Experience miracles, healing, and financial success like never before. Join the Maryland Miracle Crusade. The event is free, but seating is limited. Call 410-753-2236 or visit MarylandMiracleCrusade.org.
Hey folks, welcome back to News One Now. Time for our roundtable. Joining us is Judith Brown-Dianis. She's the co-director of the Advancement Project. Always good to see Judith. Also, Angela Raj. She is, of course, with Impact Strategies, and my homeboy Elroy Saylor with the J.C. Watts Companies. And of course, Elroy had enough sense to wear a pocket square on the show. So you know how we do.
I got the right one today.
You know how we do. So again, glad to have all of you on the first show. Thank you so very much. Let me first go start with Angela. And here you have this Kendrick Johnson family. They're trying to get answers. They're trying to figure out what happened to their son. And they're sitting here fighting with the sheriff's department to release videotapes, had to go to court. The DA is saying, nope, everything is all clear. They got to call in the feds. What does this say about black life when it doesn't make sense to say a star athlete fell into a mat trying to get a shoe, and they're having a fight to get the proper answers?
Right. I think what it says is that we've not come as far as we thought we had. The fact is that the feds, are just now investigating this, although this young man died in January. The fact that the feds have to come into this particular county is also problematic. We do know that it is a predominantly white county, that this is not any real shock to anyone, and I think for those of us in our community and really more broadly throughout America, we're not shocked at all since the Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman verdict.
Elroy?
I think it speaks to a more fundamental and systematic problem in the United States of America, where you have countless story after countless story of young African-American men and women finding themselves in situations where we just don't have a voice. So then we reach to the federal government, and the federal government is off busy doing immigration reform or doing health care reform and larger, big pictures in life. And sometimes who was there looking out for the young, the vulnerable, the disenfranchised? So you're just starting to see that countless time after countless time throughout the United States of America.
Judith, what bothers me is the fact that some 1,900 hours of surveillance tape. Right. The sheriff's department is fighting the release. The first thing they say is, well, there were other kids in the video, so we're concerned about their privacy. Fine. You simply blot out their photos. You simply do what we do in television all the time. The family's trying to get answers, and the sheriff's department and the coroner and the DA, it feels as if the family of the kid who's dead is fighting against them. And then people say, well, why do you need civil rights groups? Why do you guys protest? Why do you make so much noise? Hello, Exhibit A.
Right. What are they hiding? You know, and why is it taking so long to get the real story? It really does underscore for us that too often African American, especially young men of color, are being killed with no justice. When they botch an investigation from the beginning, you could expect that it's going to be harder to get to the end game and to real justice.
Well, also in this case, when they exhumed the body, they discover his organs are missing.
Right.
His body is stuffed with newspapers. And so the state officials say, no, we sent organs with the body. Now all of a sudden they're saying, well, no, it was the funeral home, and the family's sitting here going, what happened to the organs? And the organs are a vital piece of evidence in this case because it also helps you determine blunt trauma force.
Right. So it's just going to be harder for the feds to actually get the real story because, like I said, if you botch from day one, like I remember seeing a show where they said, oh, there was blood on the wall in the gym, and the police officer said, well, there's always blood on the wall in a gym. It's a gym. There's contact. What? And they didn't investigate the blood on the wall. So if you mess up from step one, along the way, you're not going to be able to put together the facts to make the case.
And of course, we remember in the Trayvon Martin situation, what the police do at the outset always comes back to haunt you if you do go to trial, because the defense could always argue shoddy police work, and so contaminating the evidence. And so here you have a family simply trying to get proper answers. I think that's what's most troubling. And there are people who are watching this case who often say, you know, why do African Americans protest, Angela? Why do they protest, Elroy? Why do you have civil rights groups? Why does Reverend Jackson, Reverend Sharpton, NAACP, and others, why do they have to step in? Because a family here is saying we can't get answers.
Without them, there's no voice. And again, I think the most problematic thing to this situation is that it's not an isolated incident. It's 2013, and those are still the steps that we have to take. We still have to utilize civil rights organizations and a bully pulpit somewhere to get real answers.
I want to switch topics here. Big election taking place tomorrow all across the country. Races in Virginia, New Jersey, mayoral races, Houston, Charlotte, other places where black mayors are on the ballot. Elroy, your city could very well have its first white mayor in 4 decades.
Yeah.
The Motor City, Detroit.
You know, Detroit's it's an interesting story there. I think when the dust settles, you're going to have a tale of two cities. You're going to have an affluent Detroit, and you're going to have a vulnerable Detroit of most needs. I think you're going to clearly have a line drawn through the middle of the city. And if you've got money, if you've got influence, whether you're black, white, red, yellow, or brown, you're going to live here. And if you don't, you can go into Detroit, Roland, right now, and you can buy a house for $3,000. You have foreign investors from Dubai, from Qatar, from all over the country, all over the world, going into Detroit, buying up all the infrastructure. You have about 3 to 4 men who've bought up roughly 20 to 30% of the land acquisition or property in downtown Detroit. So clearly you're starting to see a scenario in Detroit where you're going to have the haves and the have-nots. My biggest concern, and here's my little gripe, and it's not a partisan gripe, we have not seen this administration use the bully pulpit to muster the resources, the bully pulpit, the legislation, and the policy to go into that city to help rebuild it. The president has really been silent, and I think we can all admit, on Detroit. They had a little forum or discussion a couple weeks ago, but that was long after they had the emergency manager in place. So I do have some frustration with the administration, with the federal government as a whole. We can do Marshall plans, we can go into Iraq, we can go into Afghanistan, we can go in all these places around the world and help rebuild and redevelop, but we can't go into a city right here at home.
Hold tight 1 second. I have to go to a break. I know Angela wants to jump in. Look at it. She's already like, I got to get in this. But first, folks, let me know what you think. Our question of the day: are crimes against African Americans investigated as aggressively as crimes against others? Call us at 877-373-9766. We'll take your phone calls later in the show, or hit us up on Twitter at News1 or my Twitter handle, Roland S. Martin. Coming up next, more from our panel talking about elections tomorrow and also what's going on in the city of Detroit. Later, we'll talk with Radio 1 and TV 1 President and CEO Alfred Liggins about black ownership. And also later, Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. from Nigeria. Keep it locked, folks. It's 19 minutes after the hour. This is News 1 Now.
He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me.
Warm and flaky and 15, everyone loves Pillsbury Grands.
Make dinner pop.
Don't let the holidays sneak up on you. Shop early with Kmart free layaway and get 5% off toys when you put them on layaway. Kmart, get in, get more Christmas.
We give you relief from your cold symptoms. You give them the giggles. Tylenol Cold helps relieve your worst cold and flu symptoms. But for everything we do, we know you do so much more. Tylenol Cold.
Mom? Hey, we're in here.
Oh, hi, sweetie.
What happened?
Well, he was up on the ladder cleaning the gutters, and he slipped coming down. He hurt his shoulder, but thank goodness he's okay.
Mom, have you and Dad ever thought about, life insurance?
I know we need it, but between our budget and Mr. Do-It-Yourself's health history, it hasn't been an option.
What about final expense life insurance?
I've heard of this. I've also heard you can't be turned down for health reasons.
But applying for life insurance can be so difficult.
My friend Sarah's mom just got this policy with MetLife. There were no medical questions or exams, and it was affordable.
Mom, please think about it. You and Dad need the protection.
If you're age 45 to 75, call MetLife today and ask about final expense life insurance. It's simple, affordable, permanent life insurance designed to cover various expenses. With final expense life insurance from MetLife, the comfort of knowing you're protecting your family is closer than ever. Policies range from $2,500 to $20,000, and premiums start as low as $10 per month. Applying for coverage can be done in a single phone call. We also offer a variety of payment options, and you cannot be turned down for health reasons. There are no medical questions, no medical exams, and policies have a cash value. When the time comes, benefits are paid quickly. It's time to check this important thing off your list, so call MetLife today and discover how simple it can be to protect your loved ones. Simple, easy, affordable coverage from a company you know. Make the call to MetLife today and get your policy right over the phone.
Tell you what, let's make the call together.
Okay.
To get the protection you deserve, call MetLife at 1-800-249-2313 to learn more. That's 1-800-249-2313. 1-800-249-2313.
Got tough bathroom stains? Kaboom with OxyClean does more in your bathroom. It cuts through nasty ring around the tub and tackles hard water and soap scum on a shower door with ease. Kaboom breaks down calcium and lime deposits. Put the power back in your shower. Kaboom powers through all kinds of tough stains on all kinds of surfaces. And try new Kaboom No Drip Foam with bleach. It stays where you spray and has the power of bleach to tackle the toughest mold and mildew stains. Kaboom does the hard work for you.
It's that time of year again. Medicare open enrollment. Time to compare plans and costs. You don't have to make changes, but it never hurts to see if you can find better coverage, save money, or both. And check out the preventive benefits you get after the healthcare law. Open enrollment ends December 7th, so now's the time. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
November 30th, TV1 brings you the gift of song in a Christmas concert like no other with Ron Isley, Angie Stone, Marvin Sapp, Ledisi, and many more. One Christmas, Saturday, November 30th on TV1.
We're back. Let's keep it going with our roundtable. We're joined by Judith Brown Dianis, the Advancement Project, Angela Rye with Impact Strategies, and Elroy Saylor, the J.C. Watts Companies. And Angela, I had a sense you wanted to respond to Elroy, his comments before we went to the break about the president, this administration not coming to the aid more of the city of Detroit.
Sure. Well, in September, the president committed to $320 million in federal aid and private aid to help Detroit. And I think it's something that we often don't see and don't talk about. But those are the things that he can do with the strength of an executive order, with the bully pulpit that you mentioned. But he can't get anything done with the House because of what's happening there with the Tea Party and others. So thank God he can do some of that without their approval.
But here's the deal, Elroy and Judith. Elroy, I understand you're from Detroit. You want your city helped. But you have a country who is sitting back saying, look, you dug your own grave.
Right.
I mean, when you look at the rampant corruption in the city, the former mayor sitting in prison 28 years, hooking up his boy, Bobby Ferguson, so Kwame Kilpatrick won't get out till he's about probably 71, hooking his boy up, Bobby Ferguson. I mean, they are arresting and convicting people at the library, at the airport, and also, Judith, we're at a point in this country where folks are saying the federal government shouldn't be bailing out cities for their problems because the federal government doesn't have any money.
Right. Well, I think, I do think that the federal government could help Detroit, and it did. I mean, putting in money is important. But also, I mean, the thing is that when you look at Detroit and you look at the state of Michigan, the governor has, and that state legislature put through this legislation that takes away democracy in that state by putting in emergency managers who then get to actually push this privatization idea of, you talk about picking off the state and selling off the assets. That's why that's happening, is because you have this dictatorship in the state of Michigan that was put in place by the governor, and then you have it in several counties throughout the townships throughout the state where they're selling it off. And it's going to the highest bidder.
Look, I understand that point, but we're talking about that was a measure of last resort. And you saw, first of all, you had multiple council members going to jail. You had constant budget shortfalls. You had problems with the school district. You had one after another. And at some point, the state said, wait a minute, either you let a city die or you need to go in and fix the problem. And so, Elroy, you sort of left really with a difficult situation.
So here's the situation. Comprehensively, you all are right on the $320 million. But I think more than 50% of that was already committed. So that's not new money. That was committed money from fiscal year 2011, 2012. Well, most of it was already committed. So it's not a whole lot of new money. But second point here, you're all absolutely right. It speaks to a larger failed policies of Democrat, liberal, big city mayors running the city for the last 30 or 40 years, and corruption in the city there. You can't blame Republicans for what happened in Detroit.
Republicans in Detroit?
No, I'm talking about the leadership, in Detroit. The city, but let me finish.
There's a little bit of hypocrisy here, because Republicans typically don't like federal money and federal help. So how come all of a sudden?
Party Republican.
Oh, okay. So,
I'm a Cocoa Party Republican. Like you got the Tea Party, I'm a Cocoa Party.
I just want to know what a Cocoa Party member does and what you support.
Here's what we support. When you talk, it's not a whole lot of new money that needs to go to Detroit. Look, you've got young brothers like myself in Detroit who are trying to buy up dilapidated houses. If you're not walking around with a couple $1 million, you can't get into the game. Why not reduce the capital gains tax? Why not provide other sort of incentives, tax cuts and tax breaks, like Bill Clinton and the Republican Congress did with empowerment zones in Detroit? Why not create a free market down there where you can go in?
Because, Elroy, most of our folks are just trying to make sure that that money that they work so hard for and save, they still get their pension money later.
But that's not all black folks.
No, I'm not saying all, but I'm saying we do have to be inclusive. Like, you requesting a reduction in capital gains tax is not going to help the hardworking folks that save.
It will help enough. It'll help enough, because here's what happens. If you take, let's just say Detroit is 600,000 people. And let's say
just a minute ago you said half of the money wasn't new money, and now
those are government programs. Those are government programs.
But you can't say it's okay to help 47% over here, but not the other 53.
I'm saying that didn't go far enough. When you say, what am I talking about as a Cocoa Party? I'm talking about going far enough with federal support to help people who need it, but I'm also talking about helping people who can help rebuild the economy, help reduce poverty, help make sure kids get in school. Schools of choice. Schools of choice. Why not allow the kids who are poor to go whatever school they want to go to in Detroit? The president came right in here, Washington, D.C., and said you can't do it. He got rid of the voucher program. Why not extend vouchers in Detroit?
So we're not talking about elections anymore. What about
across-the-board policies that will help Detroit?
I do want to stay for a second.
More money for that market.
I do want to stay for a second. I do want to stay for a second when we talk about Detroit.
Across the board.
Look, it would be a serious shift politically if Detroit elects its first white mayor in 40 years. That is not just something that, just sort of a passing thing. That would say a whole lot in that city.
It's like New Orleans, right?
New Orleans?
Seeing a white mayor for the first time. And I mean, and it's all about gentrification it's happening in Detroit, okay? There are pockets of white folks, middle-class white folks, who are taking over that city. So you're going to see that happen.
But wait a minute, is it gentrification, or is it the voters of Detroit are saying, who is coming with the best plan to save this city? Because when I talk to folks in that city who are African American, they're saying, man, look, I don't care what the next mayor looks like, just please fix this broken city.
Here's what they're saying, Roland. They're saying the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again. Benny Napoleon, Kwame Kilpatrick, Dennis Archer, they all cut from the same policy breath.
Whoa.
They're all cut from the same.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
I get you we're talking about policy, but Dennis Archer is free. Kwame Kilpatrick convicted 28 years in prison.
And even that is harsh.
But all the policies were the same.
No, wait,
they are
come
pretty much the
on.
same policies.
I can't. That's almost slander to former
So what
Mayor
was the
Archer,
difference? What's
who's
the difference
also
in their
the former
policies?
president of National Bar and former president of American Bar.
What's the difference in their policies?
For one.
Not ethics, they're policies.
But so here's the thing.
They're all against the reduction of the capital gains tax. They're all against schools of choice.
And that's the thing. Like, and continually, Cocoa Party or Tea Party, y'all continue to promote these types of policies that don't really help the other folks, those of us that want our free gifts for whatever that's worth, Mitt, and the 47%. Like, if that's not going to help a lot of folks that don't even know how they're going to pay their taxes, that don't know how they're going to make it from paycheck to paycheck. That's not going to help.
Elroy, 15 seconds, final comment.
Look, reduce the capital gains tax.
Don't do that, Elroy.
Allow these kids to go whatever school they want to, regardless of where they live. Reduce their property taxes. Incentivize small business owners and brothers who are trying to grow their business and trying to get their hustle, and sisters who are trying to grow their business. Incentivize them to grow their business and take care of the people who need it, period.
12 seconds, final comment.
Cuckoo for Cocoa. The Cocoa Party.
All right, Judith Brown Dianis, Angela Rye, Elroy Saylor, we appreciate it. Thanks for being our first panel on News One Now. Thank you so very much. Folks, stay tuned. TV One President and CEO Alfred Liggins is up next. Also, I'll take your phone calls at 877-373-9766. Tell me what you think about the issue of African Americans. Are we getting justice? Are they investigating our cases when our kids are killed like they are others? We'll discuss that and take your phone calls when we come back. It is 29 minutes before the top of the hour. This is News One Now.
The General is not your grandma's car insurance company. Check us out. At The General, you can get affordable car insurance online or over the phone in just minutes, regardless of your driving record. The down payment and monthly payments are low, and you choose your due date. Get an anonymous free quote now. For a great low rate you can get online, go to The General and save some time.
I got the tree! Open the door!
There's a better way to save.
He's not hibernating!
Just use your Sears card and get 10% in points from Shop Your Way. And with all the great gift deals, points add up fast. That's 10% more to spend on all your favorite brands at Sears or Sears.com. Holiday a better way. Sears.
And I thought you were gonna eat me.
Imagine using things in your kitchen in a different way. Like I did with Knorr pasta sides. Just add some juicy shrimp, tomatoes, and spinach, and you've turned sides into a whole new dish. Knorr pasta sides. See a different side.
From the makers of Candy Crush comes Pet Rescue Saga, an adorably cute new puzzle game. Lots of challenging levels await in this playful adventure. It's easy to pick up. Simply match 2 color blocks or more, clear them all, and rescue the pets. Rescue our furry friends. Play Pet Rescue Saga today. Available now on Facebook, Android, iPhones, and iPads.
Kids love them. Parents trust them. Lil Critters gummies are nutritious and better tasting than other vitamins with all natural flavors. That's why they're parents' #1 gummy choice with all the vitamins and minerals your kids need. And for the big kids in the family, try VitaFusion Multivites, specially formulated for adults. No more hard-to-swallow pills, just great-tasting gummies packed with essential vitamins and minerals to help keep you healthy and active. Lil Critters for kids, VitaFusion Multivites for adults. We make nutrition taste good.
43% of adults are congested year-round. If you're one of them, here's some everyday drug-free help. Arm & Hammer's Simply Saline, a drug-free mist that helps flush daily congestion out fast. Simply Saline is safe to use whenever you need it, and you can use it alone or with the medicine you're already taking. Go to simplysaline.com for healthy tips and to learn about their nasal mists and neti pot refills. I'm Dr. Travis Stork, and my secret to feeling better is simple. Arm & Hammer Simply Saline.
It's time to change the way we clean and free ourselves from the smell and harshness of bleach. Lysol Power and Free has more cleaning power than bleach. The secret is the hydrogen peroxide formula. It kills 99.9% of germs. That's healthy. Powerful cleaning that's family friendly. Lysol. Start healthy. And for where it matters most, try new Lysol Power and Free Pourable.
The laundry secret then, baking soda. Now there's Arm & Hammer Sensitive Skin Plus scent.
It cleans really well. It doesn't irritate my skin, and it smells wonderful.
With Arm & Hammer plus a skin-friendly scent people love, no wonder it's preferred 2-to-1 over the leading free and clear detergent.
Loved it. It just worked great.
My laundry came out clean. It smelled great.
And for up to 30% less, the clean you need at a fraction of the cost. And try new Crystal Burst with Arm & Hammer plus OxiClean in single-use detergent packs.
And so I bought it at Walmart, and then I see it on sale someplace else. So I take my receipt and the ad back to Walmart, and guess what? They matched the price and gave me the difference. Amazing, right?
Whoa. Shop early with our new Christmas ad match. Even if you find a lower advertised price later, we'll give you the difference on a gift card. Walmart.
How can you control your image if you don't own it? That has been the driving force for Radio One, our parent company, which began 33 years ago with one radio station in Washington, D.C., and has grown to 55 stations nationwide, a national cable network, and one of the largest online operations in the country, all focused on African Americans. But that isn't the case with black media ownership as a whole. Here to discuss that issue and more is Alfred Liggins, CEO of Radio One and CEO of this network, TV One. Alfred, welcome to News One Now.
Good morning, Roland. How are you?
All good. Now, we do have one thing. Men who come on my show got to wear pocket squares, so I see you don't have one, so I'm going to bring some spares next time.
You have to teach me how to actually put it in there because I have no idea.
I'll hook you up. Don't worry about it.
You don't just stick it in?
Huh?
You don't just stick it in?
We got to work with it a little bit.
I did wear a red tie.
Yeah, I see that, but we didn't talk to each other first,
No,
though.
we didn't. But the logo is red for News One Now, so I figured I'd match that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to talk to you in a minute, but right now we're going to headlines, if I'm correct, with Ebony McMorris. No. Okay, we'll go to headlines in a minute. So then we'll talk first, Alfred. The issue of ownership is vital because when you talk about African-American shows and talk about the need for our images, it's one thing to ask, man, we need for you to hire. But ownership is vital because you get to control your destiny.
Absolutely. But first, let me say congratulations. Today is historic. And it's historic because this show was created by an African-American owned company for a specific reason that plays into why it's important for us to control our own images. We're sitting here in Washington, D.C. We got this backdrop with the Capitol. And the fact of the matter is that any society, there are dominant people and there are subjected people. And the dominant cultures, the dominant people in a culture or society usually control the resources. The communications outlets are resources. The oil under the ground are resources. The gold in the ground is a resource. The casino license is a resource. And so if you don't control some level of resources, it's impossible for your particular segment of society to advance.
I tell folks all the time that when you look at coups that take place across the country, they get the military first and they get media second.
Absolutely. And then media actually informs the public on what's going to happen and actually calms the public so that things don't get out of hand as well. So, yeah, we've always been focused on entertaining and informing the African-American community, and News One Now is just that next step for us in that cycle. Never before on television has there been, a black television, a commitment to news at this level that you're going to now be executing on behalf of the company, and I think it's critical for us to be the voice of the black community. We have a tagline for Radio One and that we've used for a long time where information is power, and it is true, it is critical, and it's even more critical today.
Now, we have a graphic here. In 2011, whites owned 69% of the nation's 1,348 television stations. That is up from 2009 when it was 63%. Blacks now own well, actually in 2009, owned 1% of all commercial TV stations, and less than 1% now in 2011. We've seen since Radio 1 launched 33 years ago a dramatic decrease in black ownership of radio stations for a variety of reasons. Some folks sold to make money, some went bankrupt, some couldn't hold on to it. And so as you look at in the future, you look at what's happening last week, Univision, ABC launched Fusion, a cable network. You look at what's happening in the Latino space, but you also look at the fact that we have significant black media operations. Blacks watch more TV than anybody else. We're getting fewer of the ad dollars. So it's not just ownership, it's also the ad dollars that come with it after you already own it.
Yeah, no, that's correct. And it's also opportunity. So when you articulate those particular statistics, those were also in the day when you could only own 1 AM and 1 FM and then 2 AMs and 2 FMs in a particular market. Now you can own 8 radio stations. Now instead of there being one cable network owned by an entity, a company like Viacom, who's our primary competitor, will own 25 or 30 cable networks. So when you talk about minority ownership in today's time, it's not just the opportunity to get in, it's the opportunity to get scale and to be able to compete because the game has changed so dramatically.
Well, Alfred, the first black newspaper, 1827, Freedom's Journal, the lead editorial said, "We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us." Well, on this day, we're not pleading our own cause and speaking for ourselves. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, folks, now time to turn to the headlines with Ebony McMorris. Ebony, what's happening?
Well, thanks, Roland. Recently sworn in New Jersey Senator Cory Booker says he will sign on as a co-sponsor of the Employment Non-Discrimination Act. Also called ENDA, the legislation makes it illegal to discriminate based on sexual orientation or gender identity. Just last month, Booker officiated over same-sex marriages in his home state of New Jersey after the state's Supreme Court upheld a lower court's ruling recognizing gay marriage. In addition to Booker, the ENDA bill has the support of the 55-member Democratic caucus. Meanwhile, African-American Republican Tim Scott is holding on vowing to oppose the bill. It's expected to go to the Senate floor tonight. The other black U.S. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina has said he will vote against the bill. The weekend's homecoming celebration at North Carolina A&T University was disrupted by a hail of gunfire. The school was put under a brief lockdown after shots rang out on campus. Greensboro police say 21-year-old Divine Eatman was shot outside the hall late Saturday night. Eatman's injuries are serious, but not life-threatening. Investigators say the gun was fired from a distance. Police may be looking for multiple suspects. Grambling State University's football team got back on track this weekend with a 47-40 win over Mississippi Valley State. This is the Tigers' first win in 18 games, a much-needed boost after a season marred by a player walking out prompted a rundown workout facilities. Scandal star Kerry Washington hosted Saturday Night Live this past weekend. Washington's appearance has again stirred up the ongoing controversy about the show's lack of diversity. Since its start in 1975, SNL has had only 4 African-American female cast members. Cast member Kenan Thompson recently got into hot water after refusing to play any additional black female characters, while at the same time stating that the talent pool for black female comedians is shallow. Back to you, Roland.
All right, Ebony, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Folks, up next, we'll talk with Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. He is in Nigeria, and we'll talk about doing business with the mother continent. Also, we want to hear from you. Do you think crimes against African Americans are investigated as aggressively as crimes against others? Call me at 877-373-9766, 877-373-9766, 17 minutes before the top of the hour. Back on News 1 Now.
Only TV One can bring you a special like this.
It is cinematic genius.
Days ago, I was with my family. Now you tell me all is lost.
Join Kathy Hughes for 12 Years a Slave, the TV One special. Premieres Saturday at 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to say a few words about the power of bacon stuffed with Nestle Toll House morsels. You can heal a broken heart with a bundt cake. Make a Monday morning feel like a Friday afternoon with some Nestle Toll House morsels. Let's close our laptops and open our ovens. These things don't bake themselves. We have to bake them for one another. We can bake the world a better place, one Toll House cookie at a time. Nestle. Good food, good life.
Put a face through a season of torturous conditions? Okay. Shave a face with anything but ProGlide? What are we, animals? The Gillette Fusion ProGlide. Precision equipment with less tug, less pull for unrivaled comfort even on sensitive skin. So you can go get it. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Don't let the holidays sneak up on you. Shop early with Kmart free layaway and get 5% off toys when you put them on layaway. Kmart, get in, get more Christmas.
If you're seeing spots before your eyes, it's time for Aveeno Positively Radiant Face Moisturizer.
Aveeno with soy helps reduce the look of brown spots in 4 weeks for healthy, radiant skin. Aveeno.
Naturally beautiful results.
Could Chewy tell Ejiofor and Steve McQueen nab Oscars for 12 Years a Slave? I'm Matt Babel with TV One's The Urban Daily Coming Attraction.
I was born a free man till the day I was deceived.
UK actor Chiwetel Ejiofor gives an Oscar-worthy performance in the new Steve McQueen film, 12 Years a Slave.
The response is so kind of positive and, thrilled.
The film, which follows a free man thrown back into slavery in 1841, is already garnering Oscar buzz. McQueen is just happy the story is finally being told.
I'm just grateful to make the film. I mean, it's so hard to get these kind of films made. The last thing I'm thinking about is that.
I was a free man. I'm not a slave.
12 Years a Slave is in theaters now, and be sure to visit theurbandaily.com.
I had to spend over $600 on this Vitamix blender, but it has a 2.5 horsepower I demand.
So does my Ninja Ultima.
My restaurant quality blades spin at 24,000 RPM.
Same with my Ninja Ultima. But what you don't have is Ninja's incredible dual stage blending. Crushing blades on top pulverize ice fruits and vegetables. On the bottom, high-speed cyclonic blades deliver silky smoothness. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to mention.
I knew it.
Ninja's only 1/3 the price. Ninja Ultima, beyond.
Did you know your Xfinity service comes with features that are free, great, and easy? Like self-service. It's all the tools you need to manage your account and services whenever you want. Just go to Comcast.com, click My Account, and sign in. You can view your statements and pay bills. Even manage service appointments and check the status of your service on your phone. Plus, with easy-to-use search, you can find answers to your questions. Self-service, another great feature included with your service. Visit us at Comcast.com/learn.
Cold-Ease lozenges are clinically proven to shorten your cold. Our new Quick Melts also promote immune health from rose hips, echinacea, and natural energy. Cold-Ease zinc ions released in your mouth inhibit the cold virus from replicating, while natural ingredients promote immune health, antioxidant support, and energy. I'm Ted Karkas, CEO of Cold-Ease. I guarantee Cold-Ease will shorten your cold or your money back. No questions asked.
Welcome back to News One now here on TV One. Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. joins us on the phone lines from Nigeria, where he is celebrating the opening of a school there. We want to chat with Reverend about, though, doing business with the motherland. He joins us right now from Lagos, Nigeria. Reverend Jackson, welcome to News One now.
Well, thank you, Roland, and congratulations. I'm in Nigeria today. We just left. I'm in Lagos now. We just left Bayelsa and River State to get here. Just by way of background, 1/8 of the human race is African, 1/4 is Nigerian. And the wingspread of Nigerian touches half of all of African people, so Nigeria is the biggie. And 10% of America's oil production comes from Nigeria, but they don't have a working refinery here. So they're sending crude oil from Nigeria to America, and they send it back in the form of gasoline. And this university is designed to begin to train in high technology, from geologists to other forms of the industry. So it's awesome to see the building of the university that will give them the technical infrastructure.
Reverend, Africa has 7 out of the 10 fastest growing economies in the country right now. Yet when you look at the amount of business
in the world, and
that's
exciting, Roland, because it's 7 of the top 10 in the world. I mean, that the sun is rising as they have decolonized in the last 50 years and ended apartheid in South Africa. And by the way, Nigeria is second only to the South African economy and may very well overtake it fairly soon. So in many ways, the sun is rising in Africa as never before.
But, Reverend, when you look at the United States, we are not doing as much as many say we should. China is investing billions of dollars in various countries there when it comes to infrastructure, obviously in exchange for natural resources. The president recently went to Africa. What more should the U.S. be doing to encourage American businesses, specifically African Americans, doing business with African nations?
Well, we're giving some aid and some trade, but China's doing much more trade. China's building railroads and building hospitals. I mean, the big OAU center in Addis Ababa is built by China, for example. I think America still has a hangover from the slave. We don't see Africa as trading partners except to react to something someone else is doing. During the Cold War with Russia, we would give some aid trying to compete with Russia. Now that tension is off, well, we've kind of been lax, I think, but China has stepped to the plate as a major investor in U.S. with its futures here. All the stuff in your cell phone comes from Africa. They're finding more oil off the coast of the Ghana, for example, more oil here than in the Middle East. Not only that, while there's this, they're building highways, while there's this reconstruction here, and I think about Grambling, with 60% of its budget cut, and Morehouse with its White Hall cemetery closed down. We're closing schools and building jails at home, and they, in fact, engaged in massive reconstruction here. It's exciting to see.
Reverend Jackson, we certainly appreciate you joining us for our first show here on News One Now. Thank you so very much, and we'll chat with you soon.
Well, I want to congratulate you because we were watching you because you do such a good job, and we thank you for your commitment to the proposition.
Reverend Jackson, thanks a bunch. Let's go to the phone lines now. We got lots of folks calling in with regards to our questions. Are African Americans getting justice when it comes to our cases being investigated? Let's go to Kevin, calling from Austin, Texas. Kevin, you're on News One Now.
Thank you. I just wanted to say, no, I don't think that we're getting justice. I think it's a big disrespect, and the way that the Congress and Senate has been disrespecting our president is a prime example. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Todd, calling from Cleveland, Ohio. Todd, you're on News One Now.
Hey, Roland, the answer to the question is yes and no. Yes, depending on the status of the victim and the support from the community to get the crime solved. And no, if the community is supportive of this kind of behavior going on inside. Most of these white crimes that we see getting solved on TV are not reflective of the population of white crimes that do not get solved.
Okay, I certainly appreciate it, Todd. Thanks a bunch. Let's go to Robert, calling from New York City, New York. Robert, you're on News One Now.
Thank you very much, Roland. I want to say that even our high-profile celebrities such as Tupac Shakur and B. Smalls, they didn't even get justice, and those crimes are still unsolved. So imagine the common man. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Aletha, calling from upstate New York in Buffalo. Aletha, you're on News One Now.
Yes, the answer is no, emphatically no, and it's because of this very reason. We allow celebrities to forecast their wealth and all this glitz and glamour, but they don't focus on the needs of all the people. I think it's their platform that will make a difference because they have the influence.
Okay, thank you so very much, Aletha. North Brunswick, New Jersey, we're talking with Cheryl. Cheryl, you're on News One Now. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. No, we don't get the same or respect as far as crimes being solved in reference to us. And even as victims, we get a character assassination. So it's not fair, and it's time for a change.
Okay, thank you very much, Cheryl. Let's go to Atlanta, GA. Ernest. Ernest, you're on News One Now. What say you?
Yeah, I say that we'll not get the same justice as other races do because we don't have the money and we don't have the power to be able to get the right lawyer or the right service that we need.
Okay. I appreciate it, Ernest. Thanks a lot. Hey, folks, if you want to comment, you can reach us on our Facebook page. You can also hit us on Twitter @News1. Also, my handle is @Roland S. Martin. Be sure to use the hashtag News1Now so we can track your comments. We thank all of you for calling in. And also, you can see more of these comments on news1now.com. So definitely check that out. All right, folks, taking a break right now. I'm Roland Martin. This is News 1 Now. Back in a moment. It is 16 before the top of the hour.
We believe good nutrition can help you do the things you want to do, or attempt them. So at Kashi, we make new Go Lean Vanilla Graham Cluster cereal with 11 grams of protein.
I think the food I make at Kashi helps people feel healthier and happier.
When you have a cough, you can't perform at your best. Blame mucus.
Okay, coughers, are you ready to kick up a storm? Give me a C for cough.
So when mucus causes your cough, you need Maximum Strength Mucinex DM. With 2 Maximum Strength medicines, it breaks up mucus and quiets coughing.
Session's over!
Kick out the cause, quiet the cough, and kick up a storm. Maximum Strength Mucinex DM. Mucinex in, mucus out.
Wednesday, music by Ravon, and words by Seven.
Teachers are uncreated, they are born. I am cut from a different fabric. I guess that's what makes me bona fide, certified. My classroom management is classic.
Verses and Flow, all new Wednesday at 9 on TV1.
Well, now for Liggins, our CEO, was here. He said the slogan for Radio 1 has always been information is power. And he's absolutely correct. And one of the reasons Radio 1 says that is because when you look at the history of African Americans, when you look at where we stand when it comes to our children, when you look at where we are trying to go, it requires information. So what does that mean? That means actually controlling, owning, and deciding what our images are and what we project. So why are we doing News 1 now? Why are we launching this daily morning show? Because it is time for us to simply speak for ourselves, as opposed to asking other cable networks, please hire us, please promote us, please show our stories. The fact of the matter is, we are focused right now on what our issues are. And so when it comes to the economy, it's breaking down what is happening with African American employment, specifically black men, specifically black women, specifically young African Americans as well. When we look at what's happening in terms of black women starting businesses more than anybody else, we need those stories. When is the last time you saw an African American general on television talking about military operations other than Colin Powell? When is the last time you saw African Americans talking about foreign policy? When is the last time you saw African American economists breaking down what's happening in the country as well? The bottom line is this here. We have significant talent in the black community. So what does it mean? It means they need a platform. They need a voice. They need an opportunity to be able to express themselves. And so people out there are starving for information. What they're saying is, I want to know more, but I want to know it also from my perspective, through my eyes. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing here at News 1 Now. We're doing it on television, we're doing it on radio, we're doing it online. And so even when we go off the air in a few moments, we're also continuing the conversation beyond what's happening here by going to the website. Because in order for us to know where we're going, we have to have someone pointing us in the right direction. So every day, you're going to see us covering the stories you care about. You'll see us covering the stories you wish someone would cover. And more importantly, you will hear us talking about the issues through your eyes, through your voice, and an opportunity for you to be able to share your thoughts as well. So you can join us on Facebook. You can join us on Twitter. You can join us on news1.com. You can call us. You can reach out to us. If you missed the show, you can also catch our podcast, because we understand information is power, and our job is to empower you every single day. I'm Roland Martin. Thank you so very much for being with us. Folks, this is News 1 Now. Got a little special surprise for you. Take us home.
Hey, this is Mike Epps, and you're watching News 1 Now with my man, Roland Martin, on TV1.
I want to congratulate my friend, my boy, Roland Martin, on his new show, News 1 Now. Look, he's going to blow everybody away. Check him out. He's like the magic man.
Hi, I'm Donna Hutchison Joyner. Congratulations, Roland, for News One Now on TV One. Peace and grace.
Roland, congratulations for your new show on TV One.
Yeah. That's money. You can't be mad if Stevie Wonder gives you congratulations. I want to thank all of you for joining us and thank them as well. Again, be sure to go to TV1.tv as well as News1.com for more of our stories. I'll see you tomorrow right here on News One Now.